A highly advanced civilization lives peacefully at the bottom of the ocean, without wars, diseases, weapons, politics, economics, etc. In the 1970s, rumors began to circulate about the existence of an unknown civilization in the waters of the Atlantic Ocean. It was said that members of this unknown civilization lived in hidden cities and traveled in small vehicles. These creatures would never surface, not knowing whether they were inhabitants of Earth or whether they arrived on our planet from another planet. Scientists were suspicious of this information and considered it pseudoscientific. That is until Australian oceanographer Patrick Granier organized a dive in the Gulf of Mexico in the Atlantic Ocean, where eyewitnesses claimed to have encountered bizarre things and even seen strange devices on the surface of the water. The report of his expedition and research was classified as secret for a long time. In 2020, information became available through the actions of hackers. It turned out that scientists not only discovered traces of civilization in the Atlantic Ocean, but also know the location of one of the cities of these creatures. During his dive, Patrick Granier reached the bottom of the ocean, 600 meters deep. This is where the main stage of information gathering begins. Sonars detected an unusual signal coming from somewhere in the dark ocean. When he headed towards the source, the oceanographer found something inexplicable. All the aircraft's instruments went dark, and the image of an invisible creature appeared on the screen. It was making strange noises. The researcher thought that this was an attempt at communication and that an inhabitant of the underwater world was trying to talk to him. Patrick did not feel any fear, although the shutdown of all equipment was something threatening. After that, the creature showed Granier its colony. The oceanographer was so impressed that he could not contain his emotions. This can be seen in the diary entries. I woke up on the territory of a dome-shaped structure. Everything here is high-tech or a completely different level of development from ours. While humanity prides itself on its exceptionality, a civilization lives peacefully on the ocean floor, without wars, diseases, weapons, politics, economics, etc. This is a completely different level of society. Of course, what he saw surprised the man. The city dome is a gigantic facility. Upon contact, the water is purified. This makes it drinkable, with impurities removed. The biological component allows for the cultivation of nutritious food. Useful mineral compounds and molecules are multiplied using a quantum molecular phantom or something like that. Unfortunately, the communication barrier prevents us from learning the details of this technology. After receiving a living cell, they create millions of the same ones to feed on. And after acquiring a molecule of a certain substance, they use universal matter to create similar ones. Sunlight is harmful to these creatures, which is why their habitat is deep in the ocean. The light they use here is strange. It's a clever way to harness the fluorescence of marine life for their own purposes. At the end of the report, Patrick explained why it was impossible to find this city. This is not an invention. The level of development allows this colony to be hidden, to make it not only invisible, but also to transfer it to another place in the ocean or to dematerialize it. The oceanographer wanted to publish this information as a message to humanity, but he was not allowed to do so. The information was confidential, and it is not known for how many years it would have to remain hidden from the public. Thanks to chance, we have the opportunity to find out at least a crumb of information about another civilization.